like to share a thought with you about human intellect that stems from my 25 years of postgraduate studies on the structure and function of the human mind. Briefly covering what I have covered in other clips, the human mind and human mind alone is bipolar and it consists of instincts and intellect. The intellect segment, based on my studies, divides into two segments. I have labeled one of them as the utilitarian intellect and the other as moral intellect. The utilitarian intellect consists of different components, each has its own application, such as the reasoning faculty, the ability to memorize, ability to learn, the ability to assess, the calculation, both mathematical and otherwise, imagination, creativity, science, technology, inventions, discoveries, and other such phenomena. These are all mental tools at human disposal that we apply in our daily lives to solve problems and achieve objectives. However, human pursuits are neither exclusively good nor evil, but it consists of these two extremes of good and evil and everything in between. The utilitarian intellect unconditionally and indiscriminately avails itself to achieve both good and evil. And as such, I claim that this segment of human intellect utterly lacks personality and character, because it never takes any position to say that I will help you to achieve this because it is good, but I will not help you to achieve that because that's evil. To use a few examples to depict a clear picture of it, for example, the Wright brothers applied their utilitarian intellect and invented the airplane, which immeasurably has contributed to human progress, and therefore it was good. And then others used their utilitarian intellect, took this beautiful invention and converted that to weapons of mass destruction and massacred thousands of innocent people in the most despicable and in most savage ways. And that was evil. And as we see, the same mental element, the utilitarian intellect, indiscriminately availed itself to achieving the good and evil objectives, and thus it lacks personality and character. To use another analogy, imagine a car with the engine running in a certain direction. When you put this car in the drive, the power produced by the engine in this vehicle moves the vehicle forward. And then when you put the car in reverse, the same engine that runs in the same direction and the same power moves the vehicle backwards. That engine and the power it creates, it couldn't care less and has no preference if this power moves the vehicle forward or backward. The human intellect acts exactly the same way. And as a result, it produces fantastic results that enables humans to live in comfort and prosperity and achieve tremendous progress. And in the reverse side, it also creates the weapons of mass destruction and other factors that puts the human civilization in grave danger. From this perspective, that it produces the good and evil simultaneously, it reminds me of this exotic animal that lives in swamps, the electric eel. When threatened, it discharges tremendous amount of electricity and stuns the predator animals such as alligator for them to escape danger. And they also use the same means to stun fish to catch them for nourishment. Therefore, it has tremendous value in more than one way that helps the survival of these species. However, because much of this electricity is discharged from their head area, after a while they become blind in both eyes, and from that point on they have to rely on their other sources for survival. And therefore we see that this serves this animal and also it harms the animal. The human intellect functions exactly the same way. It is upon human wisdom to sublimate the utilitarian intellect, to render it exclusively constructive and prevent it from being used in destructive way, to give a chance for human civilization to survive. And then the other segment of human intellect, the moral intellect, is the birthplace of all the character that defines us as a species, which is to say, the sole function of the moral intellect is the induction of all that is good in humans, such as being just, fair, compassionate, kind, loving, considerate, decent, and all the rest of them, which makes us human and totally different from all the animals. Even Charles Darwin, in his book, The Origin of Species, makes a reference to this. Paraphrasing Charles Darwin, he says, the presence of ethics and morality in humans and their absence in all the rest of the beings is that which distinguishes humans from animals. And I have a more elaborate explanation of moral intellect, which will be covered in my online classes. For more information on these subjects, you can go to my website, www.meetyourmind.com. There I have built an online personality and behavior assessment test that even measures the strength of not only these two segments of the intellect, but also the other 18 mental forces, 17 of which are instincts, and gives you an elaborate report on them. Thank you so much for your time, and be well.